Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. I have someone, as you can tell, brand new on the comfy couch, but she's not new to us. She's been on before, and I like to follow the organization that she works for on Facebook and always see all the great things they do. And yes, I am talking about Annika Trabucco. You are the Workplace Training Manager for Workforce Central. Boy, say that
Yes.
10 times. No, we don't want to do that. Exactly. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you for having me.
I love having Workforce on because, as Donna Panapito said when she was talking about changing the narrative, that's what they do. They change the narrative one person at a time.
Yes.
And it is a holistic change they go through. You are a part of the business solutions side at Workforce Central. Tell us about some of the services that are available for the employers before we get to employees.
So we do a variety of things for businesses. Obviously we consult with the businesses, but we can go through and talk about what the labor market looks like, what wages looks like, help them with recruitment, whether that is inviting them into job fairs that we host or some of our partners host, posting jobs. It could be in helping really connect directly from the employer to the job seeker. And then we also talk about layoff prevention.
Ooh, there we
because
go.
that is something that we have to recognize and to be able to help those businesses either in preventing layoffs or being able to help those employees that are getting laid off.
Exactly. So one area that we have seen phenomenal growth in is the aerospace industry.
Yes.
Here we are. And so tell us about a program that goes by the initials of AJAC.
Yes, so AJAC, that is something that has been around for a little over a decade, and that is the Aerospace Joint Apprenticeship Committee.
Okay.
We do call it AJAC, and it's a series of programs, obviously involving the aerospace industry, but also advanced manufacturing. And advanced manufacturing is really grown into all the industries, so it has a lot of connections.
Yeah, and when you think about that from the grassroots of how an organization stays competitive and stays in business, it is that manufacturing. It is looking for those employees to train. You have something called the Manufacturing Academy. What is this?
Yes. So it's a 10-week pre-apprenticeship program.
Okay.
And this is something that somebody can take and really learn about what's available. And at the end of that 10 weeks, they can either go into entry-level employment or they can go on to a full apprenticeship with businesses in the area.
Wow.
And AJAC is connected to more than 300 businesses, and 2/3 of those are on the I-5 corridor.
My goodness.
So they're here.
How was this developed? And I thought, wow, it's been around for a decade, and I didn't know about AJAC. So how was it developed?
So it actually started here in Pierce County.
Okay.
The Manufacturing Academy did back in 2011. And they've actually grown across the state. They have 6 different sites, and they have a tremendous placement rate with employment, around 90–92%, which is amazing.
That is amazing.
But it really, it talks to how good this program is, and the fact that, as a reminder, an apprenticeship, when you're doing an apprenticeship, you're getting paid to do a job.
Yes.
But you're also, a piece of that is in learning, whether it's taking college classes or industry-based classes, so that you're furthering your career as you go. And at the end of your apprenticeship, you end up being a journeyman.
Which is, of course, also paid and a very good way to make a living. So what does the training cover? And let's also talk about what the cost is.
Yes. So the training covers a whole variety of things. Applied math, blueprint reading, lean manufacturing. It's an introduction to machining as well. And of course, effective communication, some of those softer skills as well. And this is it's taught by industry professionals.
People who have worked or are working.
Yes.
Good.
And so they really can offer a lot of insight about what that career pathway looks like. What are those options out there? And students will receive a certificate of completion at the end. But during the class, they also go on local tours to businesses. So they're really seeing, what does this entail? It isn't just sitting in a classroom and reading books. It's going out there and seeing what is actually occurring.
Right.
What does that job mean?
How we manufacture boats, how almond roca is made, that's kind of a Lucy and Ethel thing. But anyway, it's those are some of those businesses that you kind of would think, well, unless you visit it and know what you're going to do, how do you know you want to be in this field? So good for you for doing field trips.
Yes.
So what's the cost?
So this is actually at no cost.
Okay, game's on.
This is through grants and funds that have come through, and it really is, allowing people that may be in jobs that don't have advancement, really in looking at, here's a new field that they can go into, here's a way to do this. And the other exciting news is we've entered into a partnership with Pierce County to provide stipends for eligible participants during training.
Okay, so I got to bring this all into a smaller pizza.
Okay.
So I'm attending a class and I'm learning about manufacturing, which is huge in the area I live in and want to stay in.
Yes.
And it's being taught by industry professionals, so I know that it's hands-on, up-to-date technology.
Yes.
And when I leave it, I'm going to be in a paid apprenticeship that will lead to a journeyman position if everything lines up. But I get paid to learn while I'm learning this.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to be in this class? Can I sign up?
That would be awesome. No,
Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. I love to continue to learn things.
So they get paid. How long? So how long is the learning, and how long is the paid learning for this academy?
So the Manufacturing Academy itself is 10 weeks, and so there's certain milestones that they reach. And there'll be stipends that come through at those milestones, because we really are wanting people to continue in the training and be able to see all the elements of what aerospace advanced manufacturing entails.
Exactly. So what comes after the training? Is that whole apprenticeship piece that you alluded to earlier?
It can be.
Okay.
People have the choice here. And so they can go into entry-level employment and connect with businesses, which our team, Business Solutions team, can help with, AJET can help with, whether it's interviewing preparation, helping with a resume, job applications, that type of thing. Or they can go into the apprenticeship. And the thing that's really nice about it is the student actually gets to choose the businesses that they want to potentially connect with the apprenticeship.
Wow. Okay, so I jokingly threw out almond roca, but I love almond roca. So I'm just going to make this up. I'm in the class. We go on a tour here, and I think, oh, I definitely want to work for them. That's an inroad.
Yes, absolutely.
My goodness.
Yes.
That is fabulous.
And the businesses know what this training is.
Yes.
So they know the quality of people that are coming out of the training.
And of course, Workforce has the most stellar reputation here. Before we got live on the air, I was telling you how much I just love the team there. And you are a part of that team and a part of that love. It's just the people you have, the Kellys, the Tamars, I know the Deborahs, those people, they live this like you do. It's a 24/7 mission for them. And whether they're at work or they're at Stadium Thriftway, they are constantly talking to people about these programs. In this last 2 minutes, I want you to reach back in the archives of your mind when you look at students that were training or that have gone through some of your programs. Give us an example of hope and resilience, because that's what Workforce gives us.
Yes. There's so many
Yep.
to choose from. One that comes to mind actually just recently happened with one of our other cohort trainings is we had a student who was pregnant, gave birth early, so it was actually not during the actual
Right,
class,
not
but,
class, yeah.
but during the time frame of the training. And so she wasn't able to complete it on the same timeline as the other students. Well, she's already come back in and reached out and said, I need to get back on the schedule, and she is. And so she is determined to complete that course and be able to go into the next phase of that training with the other classmates that she had. And so I think that's another piece that really, with the cohort trainings, really helps show, it's not a pass-fail.
Right.
It's let's get you
It's a journey.
to that end goal.
Yes.
Yes, it's a journey the whole way. It's finding you employment, getting you connections, and helping you show that you can do this.
Do you realize the barrier that you removed in that young woman's life? And that is a barrier that the women that have come before her have struggled with, of having a baby and then going back to work and making that smooth transition, or keeping myself in a position of learning so I can have a better life for my family. That is impressive.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I want you back as much as I can have you with more stories like that, all right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sister Cities will be in the house. Our film festival is coming up. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.